Oh yeah, and enjoy our video. Bye. But yeah. What's up, guys?
Oh yeah, we forgot to we just started talking all of a
I
sudden.
know, right, bro? We're slacking on this. Wait, back it up. Okay. Trust me, it's not gonna be the most exciting thing, but I've been practicing, by the way.
That you've been playing?
Just like one match a day. That's all I can get in.
Dude, I don't even have time. By the time I'm like...
Dude, it's 6 minutes.
Ooh.
Sacrifice the shit for it.
Shit? Fuck that, alright, shit. If it ain't playing, it don't count.
Dude, okay.
Sometimes I'm just lazy just setting everything up. Because like I move it from like the office to the other side. So then, then at the end of the night, I always have to clean it up because then Tracy will go like, you can't leave it there. So then I move it over, and it's right there. All I have to do is connect like to the power and then the HDMI, and then that's it. But then I'll be like sitting down and you're looking at your phone and be like,
this is more.
I want to get yeah, maybe if the next video is boring, and then like 20 videos later, it's like 10 o'clock.
Well, maybe I can go to sleep.
Tomorrow.
No, I definitely couldn't do. I do the same thing. Like, I was kind of glad you said you wanted to do it over here. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna move my shit. Only the couch and the chair.
No, I know. Tracy was like, no, because Tracy last night, she was telling me, oh, what's your guys' plan for the recording? I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I completely, like... Dude, before I even knew it, today was Thursday. Like, yesterday night was, like, it was, like, Thursday already. When I texted you, I was like, yo, what's the plan? Before I even knew it, I was like, damn.
So we're gonna get this out by Saturday then?
No, hopefully by tomorrow.
Okay. Because then that's the case, I'll leave it uploaded tonight. Make sure it upload correctly.
Yeah. If not, at the latest by Saturday, right?
Yeah. But yeah, dude. So, to tell you what happened, I've been doing a lot of research. I've been watching this YouTuber. I'm not gonna say his name because he doesn't pay me enough to actually promote him on my videos. I'm sorry, bro, but if you ever want to reach out to me and let me know, I might do it, you know. But I was watching this YouTuber and he was explaining everything about the stock market. Because I don't know if you guys seen it, but lately the stock market has just been nothing but down. My biggest stock yet, which was CCIV, completely gone.
Oh, I bought more into it.
Oh no, you're right. But what I'm saying is like all my earnings, all the money that I made because it's going down so much, and because I haven't bought anymore.
Yeah.
It's actually I lost everything. Like I lost all my game.
Yeah.
You know, mind you, I still have a next goal, bro.
I thought it was you. You literally look at it.
No,
you pushed it in all the way.
No, I set it up, but he blocked it. Boom, blocked.
And my dumbass was just like right behind it. If I would have missed it, now thanks to you.
But you didn't, bro.
Yeah.
But yes, so the stock market right now is suffering from what's basically the bonds.
Yeah.
Nobody's buying bonds, so the stock market is crashing because nobody's buying bonds. In order to get the market back up, people need to buy bonds. But the problem is that there's something called inflation coming along, which actually may cause the bonds to be worthless to buy at this point. So now people don't want to buy the bonds because the inflation is coming, and alongside the interest rates will go up, which means they'll make more money if they just wait.
Well, that's the problem is that if nobody buys bonds, then that's when the stock market fails.
Exactly my point. So the stock market is actually failing right now, but this is the scary part. Because the stock market is failing, the government can step in and start spending money into the bonds itself.
They already bought a bunch of them.
I know, but that's the problem. They do that, and the market went up a little bit. That was a couple of days ago. They haven't bought bonds since. And guess what happened to the market today? Crashed again.
No, what apparently happened today is the chairman of the Treasury, Jerome Powell, he was supposed to come out and basically say, so what ended up happening because of COVID, a year ago and like 3 weeks ago, they told the banks, you don't need to have a certain amount of actual cash in your vault. You just forget about it. You don't even have to have it. Spend it all. Like fun stuff. Just spend it all, right? What ends up happening in 2 weeks is that the regulations where the banks have to have certain cash piles in their vaults comes back into effect. So what ends up happening is that people say, the thing is that today that guy Jerome Powell did an interview. He was supposed to, that market was going to jump up if he came out and said, oh, don't worry about the thing, guys, for the banks. We're going to extend it 7 more months down the line. fuck it, let's wait till COVID, everything is cleared out because in 7 months, COVID's supposed to be clear. This man just came out and said there will be inflation, but inflation will only probably last all the way till the end of summer. By then, it will come back down because inflation is not actually going up. It's just a speculation of inflation that is going up, but there's no actual signs of inflation. It's just people pretending that there will be inflation. Because if inflation was really happening, they said that like one characteristic would have been Bitcoin would have probably dropped down to like $20,000. It is going down, but it's not like that much. Because then if inflation does happen, the one thing that does keep its value is Bitcoin. If inflation does not happen, Bitcoin goes down. So Bitcoin's going down because inflation is not happening. But it's the speculation that inflation is happening, which is making the other ones.
Because you're basically, at that point, you're basically saying that the American dollar will lose the value. Well, it's losing its value as it is. The more, listen guys, I don't know if anybody ever watched this video or when you guys get to watch this video. When inflation, when you put more money into the market, into the public, make physical dollars, you're actually killing the value of the dollar. Because if it's like anything else, if you only have 5 things or something, that's worth more than if you have 15,000 of those things. Because more people can get it, so they can pay less for it and get it.
Yeah.
You know, when you only have 5, you can only buy those 5. So hey, guess what? You got to spend whatever we say you got to spend for those 5. You print more money. You're actually gonna lose that ability. You're not gonna get the ability to say, well, this is worth this much. And given, and this is a proven fact, you guys can look this up. Over the years, minimum wage stays the same. We have printed more money, and on top of that, everything else has risen. Everybody is McDonald's. There's McDonald's all over the world. So just go over there and look up the price of a Mac, a Big Mac in 2005 and compare to the price right now. You can just tell. And then compare the price of minimum wage in 2005 to the price of minimum wage right now. There's no difference on that one, but the Big Mac went up almost $2.
Well, that's very true. But in that aspect, this if do you know, like for example, inflation, do you still believe like the dollar is based on gold?
It's only based on gold if you decide to be based on gold.
Well, no, the dollar stopped being based on gold since like 1970 something after Nixon. I don't know when Nixon was that. The dollar is based on debt. The more debt America has, the more value the dollar has.
Alrighty, let's get it, government. The Democratic government is perfect at creating debt. So
no, yeah. So the reason, if it was based on gold, America would have failed by now. America would have not existed anymore. Like years ago, would have stopped existing. Because even the more debt that we go into, quote unquote, essentially means the dollar is worth nothing. The dollar is worth
paper.
No, not even that. Just the currency of like the dollar. The dollar is based on faith. The faith of that if you have an apple and I have $1, that you believe that $1 holds value, and that's what keeps it together.
I mean, that's any currency.
No, yeah, but in other currencies, for example, China still has gold invested in there. So what does it mean? Is that you possess a share of the gold. So $1 is supposed to mean like whatever you want to think. 0.00% of the gold, and that's what it's worth. Okay. And then $20 is at $100, blah, blah, blah. And then like you could be like $1 million is 1% of the gold or something. You could be thinking like that, right? Mm-hmm. So, but now the dollar's just worth on faith. That we all believe that this is, which is basically what Bitcoin is. We all believe. But I mean,
that if you think about it, that being the case, I mean, the whole world is right behind you. Because I mean, even to this point, the dollar is still one of the top currencies.
Oh no, yeah. Like right now, America is failing, so the rest of the world is struggling. The only ones that are not struggling is China and Russia. Because they
got their own thing.
No, when they saw what America was doing years ago, so they've been buying gold by the tons. They've been buying gold and gold and gold. So,
look, at the end of the day, let's be honest. Gold is worth whatever people decide gold is worth. Anything in this world is worth whatever we decide is worth. In other words, if you have $5,000 right now, somebody in 1920 couldn't even dream of having that much money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's because we allow it to be, okay, we can give people more money, But like I said, everything else rises up to the occasion. We make more money now, but we spend more money on rent. We make more money down. I mean, dude, it baffles me when my dad tells me he could buy a sandwich with 10 cents. A sandwich.
Yeah, but then 10 cents at that time, folks, I can tell you this, is that like, I mean, you came from Puerto Rico, so I don't know what the level of poorness in Puerto Rico is compared to like what Mexico is. But $1, what you think here, I can't complain for minimum wage or anything, because also that's, to me, I can't grasp that idea because that's a first world problem. Me coming from like a third world nation, it's like
Mexico's not third world.
Mexico's a third world.
Second world, bro.
The best on the best days. So
Come on,
$1, for example, let's say $1 right now in Mexico trades for like 14 pesos. Mm-hmm. With those 14 pesos, you can go buy in Mexico just probably like 1 gallon of milk. And that's it, right? Here,
but $1.
Yeah, but then for example in Mexico, you go work for. We're already recording.
You're not.
Bro, I thought it was a gold.
You're not.
We are recording. But like for example, like in Mexico, $1 you work here for an hour and you get paid $7 an hour, $7.25 an hour. Mm-hmm. In Mexico, you get paid 14 pesos an hour, $1. So you gotta stop and think. Is it really like, to me, I'm like, fuck, you work harder then. Like, do it. Like, for example, the argument McDonald's. McDonald's is just becoming more computers. Like, what do you think is gonna expect? Like, as a business person, you can.
They're gonna give you those 15 an hour, but there's only gonna be 2 workers at the store.
Yep. And then they'll probably have.
And they'll have to do the whole job of the whole
cooking
right
and then this.
Well, I don't know about cooking. They already got robots.
And a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. Eventually, it would just be like, a whole, like Amazon. Amazon in California has the stores where there's no clerks. There's only the people that stock it in the back. But just to get able to go in, that's when you left to go give the thing to your brother.
Yeah, bro. Quick run.
And then you're like just there. Look at me.
Let me see what happens, bro.
I'm going the hardest to try to keep it away from me. I even almost scored once. I was going ham.
I see that. And then they kicked me out.
Yeah.
But I came back.
I came back. But where were we talking about? The Mexico. That. But for example, it's like there's certain jobs that like I feel like, what are you wanting for $15? Like, the trade, the value. It's like, if you go work in construction, you start getting paid $15 an hour. But that's like hard labor. Are you willing to do that? And then people will be like, well, no, I just want to work in a restaurant, but they're going to give me the same thing as a doctor is. You're never going to get that. Like.
Well, I mean, listen, people, let's be honest here. You can only get paid what somebody else says you can get paid. You can go into, and I'm going to use McDonald's as a big example, right? You can go into McDonald's on demand to get paid $15 an hour, but guess what? There's somebody out there that's willing to flip those burgers for less than that.
Yep.
And that's always going to be the case. Why would I pay, I mean, sit down and think about it as a business owner. Why would I pay somebody $15 to flip my burgers when I can pay somebody $10 to flip them? It's making me more money by giving him $10, and he's willing to do it. The same reason you just want more money. Fine, go find another job. I mean, especially big companies like the big companies such as McDonald's, Amazon, they will always find a worker because there's always going to be somebody out there who will be willing to work. Especially Amazon right now, they're one of the highest paying part-time jobs. But you're gonna do a shit like you wanna work hard. You gotta earn that, right? You're not going to school and you're just trying to make money. That's a great way to do it. If that's what you want to do for the rest of your life, if that's what you want to do for the time being. But it's always up to the person to actually get up and make it happen. Like if you really want to do something, then you have to make it happen. Doctors become doctors because they go to school and make that happen. And a lot of doctors make good money when they get out of college, but they also have a big debt when they get out of college that they have to pay off. But that was a trade-off.
Yeah, well, that's one of the places where it's like fucked up. Because a doctor, for example, their loans, they're like, if you're a good doctor, let's say you're gonna end up becoming like what's the one that administers anesthesiologist? Those motherfuckers get paid a lot because they handle making sure you're alive, and then you stay asleep. But those people, for example, like they're like when they get out of school, they might have debt that's like $400,000, $500,000, like that. But within the first year, they're gonna get paid $800,000, $900,000, so they can easily pay it back. But when it doesn't make sense is where like teachers, they go into school and they come out with a loan that's like $120,000 loan, and then they come out and it's like, yeah, your first year $32,000. Well, you're never gonna fucking pay it off, because then you still have to live.
You still have to pay off for your mortgage. You still have to pay your phone bill, electricity,
your rent, your live, all that other stuff.
Look,
car, gas.
Think
food.
about it this way, people too. Like, as technology progresses throughout the years, so does cost of living, and it's simple. 15, 20 years ago, you didn't have to worry about paying your internet because nobody had internet.
Or the rent.
Now that's a must. If you move out, you have to have internet. Back then it was just water, gas, and electric. If you had gas stove, right? That's all you had to pay for having a house. Now you have to pay the same thing: gas, electric, water. You gotta maintain their house. That's cost efficient. You gotta pay for internet. Everybody has a TV, so everybody tends to have some type of form of TV entertainment, such as Netflix and all this other stuff. That's 6 things. You know, we went from 3 things all the way to 16 in less than a minute. And you guys can keep adding on to it. You know, for people like me, you know, I like gaming. I'm spending money on my gaming, but that's causing me to spend more electricity. I'm spending more money on this. One thing leads to another. You want a hot tub in your house? Guess what? You're gonna pay more on water because you have a hot tub in your house. It's just simple.
Yep.
And the cost of living is getting higher, but the cost of the payments for the average person is not getting higher as fast as the cost of living is, and that's where the struggle is actually coming in with a lot of people.
Yep.
The average American doesn't have. This is crazy when I found this out. I read this in my book. The average American, about 54% of the average Americans, don't have more than $50 saved in their savings.
They live paycheck to paycheck.
How is that possible? This is one of the richest countries in the world, and how do we have people like that? We have homeless people in this country. But I mean, it all goes back to what happened. What were your decisions? What was happening overall? You know, like, don't get me wrong. Some people out there are probably struggling because they got shitty luck. Let's be honest. They lost their jobs, and then they couldn't find anything, and then it happens. I'm not going to deny that stuff. See how
that's
pissed
when
off I got.
No, I hit you. And you try to not hit me.
I try to hit it.
No, but
and I try to miss you at the same time. Yeah, it happens. Nah, man, but minimum wage and the debt, like, it's never gonna. Minimum wage will go up because he has to go up over time, but it will never keep up with the cost of living. It will never be right there with cost of living and minimum wage. Minimum wage is set for a reason, for it to be the minimal thing you can make, and it's barely making. That's what minimum wage is. And if you don't know how to spend your money, or finance, or I don't know what you call that in English, you know, like not accounting, but
whatever. Accountability?
Yeah, accountability for what you're spending and all that stuff, then you're not gonna make it, period. You just gotta self-educate up on those subjects. I mean, if you're making 500 but you're spending 450, knowing that you have to pay 600 for something, and your next paycheck is the same amount, and now you can't pay it, well, that's on you because you spend too much money. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand sometimes you have to spend it because it's either that or you go hungry, either that or you don't have electricity. But it's again, at that point, it all depends on the person what they want to do. Get a second job, get a third job. I mean, dude, my dad, I know what it's like. Well, I'm not gonna know what it's like firsthand, but I saw my dad growing up. He had 2 jobs. He was sleeping 4 hours a day and working the rest. And guess what? Now he's fine. You know, now he's up to date with everything, and now he only has 1 job. Sleeps like a baby. Sometimes has to work 20 days in a row, but that's what he has to do because that's the life he chose. That's the path he chose.
Yeah, I feel like that's one thing though. Like, for example, people that have I guess, yeah, life takes you like different turns and everything, but sometimes you can't just ask for the easy way out. Mm-mm. You have to, unfortunately, like, you know, my belief is always like your 20s are the time for you to suffer. For always be like, if I can only sleep 3 hours at night, this many hours at night, or like whatever, this is a time where you should be like, if I decide to drink today and I get wasted, but I gotta be up tomorrow at 6 o'clock and I went to sleep at 3, I'm gonna have to do it.
You gotta do it.
But people make these choices that it's like, nah, I'll just wait for it. And then eventually over time you realize you're 45 and you're like, shit, I haven't done nothing. And then by that time you don't have the energy or the will, but you just have to do it. So, but then this aches, this hurts, this. You could easily become, for example, like I said, like if you want to make more money at your 20s, if you're just like, hey, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to start my own company, I don't want to do this, but I want to make good money. Well, I'm gonna start doing construction in the hopes that maybe 10, like 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the line from now, maybe I won't be working as hard as I am right now when I'm 22, 23, but I will be working as hard as, like, you know, the managers that are there. They're just like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, because I will climb up that ladder, and obviously you will get more and more pay. But then over time, you don't have to do the same thing. But then by that time, you'll be like,
not as demanding.
Yeah, but then by that
physically
time,
physically demanding,
yeah.
I should say, because every position has their own demanding.
Yeah, but maybe more mental than physical.
Right, that's
and
what I'm saying.
Anybody can handle mental, but it's only up to a certain age can you handle a lot of physical.
Well, the mental part can actually be one of those things too. You either have it or you don't. I mean, some people are born. And this is sad. Some people are born to be leaders. Some people are born to be followers. You know, some people you just don't have the capability of like handling a lot of stress. You know, versus like somebody that can handle stress will be more prone to actually run a successful business because they can. I was pissed as hell on that one too.
You stopped. Oh, wait, it was already over.
Because they just can't take it. You know what I mean? I mean, like an example for me would be. I'm more lenient, like, hey, you tell me what to do, I get it done. I prefer doing that, but I can also sit down and be like, all right, what do I gotta do? I gotta do this, I gotta do that. All right, go. Let me start working on it. But then I work on my own pace.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and that's when somebody else will step in and like, well, you need to hurry up, you need to work harder, you need to do this. I'll still do it, but I need that motivation within me, so I still fall within that rank of like, I need somebody there to push me in order to get it going.
Yeah.
You know, other people don't need that. Other people just do it, and then they keep doing it, and they do it, and they finish, and they boom, good to go. I'm not like that.
Damn, bro, I saw you, bro.
I'm trying to act cool, like, yeah, that's nothing.
But there's yeah, I mean, a lot of that to that stuff.
I mean, yeah, it all depends on what it is that you want out of your life. I mean, one of my friends told me. He's you see, right now he's kind of like one of my mentors on investing world, right? He's directing me. He's not telling me what to do, but he's like, hey, I learned from this, I learned from that. Take a look at this, see what you think. You know, what's your stick? Take a look at this, read that. And he's self-motivated, but he'll sit there and text me, hey man, this new video is out. Like, have you seen it? You know, and if I haven't, I called him last week, man. I sent him a video. I was like, yo, you gotta look at this video. It has really good information. He's like, I'm watching it right now. But then half the time it's backwards. Half the time it's like, hey, watch this video, it has good information. I have watched this, it's good information. But like, it all depends on what you want to do. And he even said it, as us when we're in our 20s, you said that you can sleep 3 hours and then go to work and get it moving. When you're in your 20s is when you make the most money and when you spend the most money on stupid things. Because you're starting to make money, so you think, oh, I can do this, I can do that. So you start blowing all your money out instead of actually, hold on. I'm still in my 20s, I can still work hard, I can still make a lot of money. Let me put some of this aside for later on in life, I can enjoy better. That's what people need to like. And part of that is actually a problem within our own educational system here in America. They don't teach you that. In America, they literally from first grade all the way up, even when you're a baby, all the way up. Hey, what you want to be when you grow up? And 9 times out of 10, a kid will say, oh, I want to be an astronaut, or I want to be a NASCAR racer, I want to be this, I want to be that. All cool professions, but none of them is working for them. It's working for somebody else. And then they engrave that into our heads from a very young age to come out and think like, well, you got to go to college to be successful. We know that one of the richest persons in the world didn't even go to college. You know, one of the richest persons in the world was like Bill Gates. He never finished college. He just sat on a freaking garage and finished his stuff, and then boom. We all use his stuff, all of us. Right now, I'm even using one of his products. Well, one of his products, right? Kind of.
A lot.
Yeah, you're right. A lot. But I mean, it's stuff like that. It's at the end of the day, it's all what you decide to be. And honestly, people like, in my opinion, I suggest you guys should push yourself to be at the top and not follow somebody's orders. You be your own boss, so you can say, hey, I want to go on a vacation. You just get on a plane and go. Hey, I want to. If you're into cars, I want to buy a Corvette. I want to buy a Maserati. I want to buy a Ferrari. And you just go do it because you have the funds, because you've been working hard for yourself. I mean, I don't know exactly the figures, but Jeff Bezos makes over $1,000 an hour off of everybody else's job work. You know what I mean? He has no physical work, but he has a lot of mental work to deal with. But he makes so much money because all these people get paid $15 an hour, and guess what? He can pay $15 an hour for you, but while you making those 15, he probably make what, 200? I mean, you're working for him, you're making him richer. Why don't you spend your own energy on yourself? I mean,
no, because a lot of people are not patient. Like that man, it took him forever to get where he is.
Years.
Decades at this point.
I mean, how long is it gonna take me? I don't know. I could be 30 by the time we don't know, right?
Yeah.
I hope not. But you know, it is what it is, and the rich thinks differently. You don't have to be rich with financials in order to be rich, if that makes sense. I mean, technically, everybody here in America is rich. Even the poorest person here in America is rich compared to another place in the world. You know what I mean?
As long as you don't have debt, you're richer than. What was it? If you have $100 in your bank account, but you don't have any debt, you're richer. You're more richer than 70% of Americans.
Well, I fuck with those 70% because I do got some debt. But it's good debt, in my opinion. It's helping me grow.
No, but I was saying, like, you know, you're negative. Anybody has debt is negative.
Yeah. Well, negative in certain aspects is, you know, your bank account can look positive, but you can still be negative.
Always. But
I mean, if you buy a house and you owe $100,000 on it, guess what? You're negative $100,000. Even if you have $20,000 sitting in your bank account, you're still negative $100,000 because you still owe. You know, so I understand what you're saying.
You could owe on it, but it could be different. Like if you fix the house or something, and then they reappraise, it, mm-hmm. They could give you back money out of whatever you invested into the house. So, for example, let's say your loan was $100,000, but you fixed it, and then now the house is valued at $125,000.
You made $25,000.
You made $25,000, and you could be like, okay, we'll deduct that out of your whatever you
your loan.
You loan this, and then you refinance it, whatever. So now your $100,000 loan went down to $75,000.
Bro, you was bumping me.
Dude, I can't keep track sometimes.
What you doing?
Yeah.
What's going on? Epic save. Yeah, right.
Dude, you just be flying through it all.
I just gotta learn how to fly off wall, bro. Once I figure that out.
Yeah, like when the ball goes up there, I can't.
You can't do anything. I don't even like messing with it. That's me being honest. I was so mad. Like, man, you know. I be getting so heated with this game. It's not even funny. Look, we're about to get going on right now.
Oh,
what? And then they give me a save. I saved that. They didn't give me a save. Can you believe that? Oh, come on.
I think that's the last one.
They don't want me to succeed, bro. I was looking at it now. I think so. Cause didn't we finish with a win?
I think so. Are we winning right now?
Yeah, 3-0. What, a minute 54 left.
Damn.
Alright, will we win, man?
I think they scored a goal on us, actually.
They probably did, right here.
Oh, no.
You be down in my defensive skills, bro. I score again.
Damn. Oh, yeah, I remember. I went up. No, I think we played... No,
is this when you was like, oh, we're about to win? I thought you jinxed it? No, that was last one.
No, that was the last one. No, when I was like, we're going to tie it. And then you were like, you fucking jinxed it.
Fuck, game. Hey, we won. Oh, that's when we make... That's the first time, guys, we made somebody quit. I'm over here celebrating.
Wait, is this the last one?
No, we got one more.
But we won. Why did we say we wanted to? Why did we do one more? Well, let's end on a high note. Because I don't want to... We won. Forget about it. That's all you guys need to know.
Alright, thank you for stopping by.
Subscribe.
And like and share, actually. You guys gotta share too.
We need money.